YouTube? It's your girl, allegedly A-lease, and I'm here to give you my thoughts and my opinion on Married at First Sight. Baby, the honeymoon is over, and I don't mean just literally. Let's talk about it. Now, before we get started, it would mean the world to me for you to subscribe to this channel. And if you want to know the moment that I upload a video, please click that notification bell. If you're feeling this video, please support a small YouTuber like me and provide a quick thumbs up. Now let's get into it. We open it up with Ryan and Claire, and they're still asking those basic questions like, who are your friends? What your friends be like, girl? And what high school did you go to? So they start talking, and Claire says, you know, I've always been big on falling in love. And Ryan says, child, I've never been in love. I've never used the L word. Good luck on getting me to say it anytime soon. And this alarms Claire. So the ladies get together for a cocktail class, and the men get together and catch up with each other. And in a side confessional, Claire says it would be Chris with a side baby mama and a side baby. You so shady, girl. You shady. You know what? I see you, Claire. I see you. Vince and Brianna tell both groups that they are happy and thriving. Meanwhile, Erik can't seem to get his words out because Erik is drunk. Now, Erik, I told you your limit was Coke, baby. I told you that 2 videos ago. Meanwhile, Virginia is clear-minded, and she shares with the ladies that she has a concern about Erik's rule of no male friends because her closest friends are males. And this is gonna be good, y'all. This is gonna be good. Jacob says that he's having a hard time getting Haley to open up because she's too busy on FaceTime and on the phone with her friends while she's on her honeymoon to get to know her husband. Claire says that Ryan is perfect and he checks all of her boxes. All right, sis, you just wait till you sitting up in church praising the Lord and holding baby Elton, all against your wishes, okay? It's gonna happen. Minister Chris asked the guys, how's it going with the physical intimacy? And everyone but Vince answered the question. All the guys say, you know, we're just taking our time, you know, nothing serious, you know, just hand holding, kissing on the cheek every now and again. Meanwhile, with the girls, they're all playing the same role, but when they get to their confessional interview, they say, oh, my husband didn't want me to say nothing, but we consummated the marriage. Girl, you just said something. The girls all ask Paige, how are you holding up after finding out such devastating news? And here we go again, Paige. You still ain't made it to the table yet of understanding that this man is not going to defend you, so why are you defending him? She says, oh, I'm just doing my wifely duties. And the girls say, you a good one, because I'd be gone, sis. And I would too. Episode 2 to be exact. Drunk Erik decides to tell Chris, you need to man up because Paige is here for you. I swear he said you need to man up like 3 times. All right, Erik, you asking for it. You asking for it, bruh. I can see the tension building between these two. Haley and Jacob meet back up and they discuss moving in together. And Haley says this is going to be a bit of an adjustment for her because she's not the clingy type. Girl, that's your husband. What? So Jacob asks, what level of intimacy is okay? Like, all I'm trying to do is hold your hand, you know, kiss you on the cheek every now and again. You know, the basic stuff that we used to do in kindergarten, sis. Like, he's taking intimacy all the way back to elementary level. And Haley clams up. I told y'all this girl just want to be married because she didn't want to be the only single friend. All her homegirls are married. She sat here and she's been a bridesmaid for everybody. And now she wants to be a wife because her friends are wife. It's like, I need to get this status because all of my friends have this title and this status. You wrong, Haley. Minister Chris commends Paige for handling things with such grace. And then in his confessional, he says her needs come before anybody else. Bruh, you just got done telling anyone who would listen that you would consider getting back with your ex. But honey, oh, okay. Chris asks Paige, what is she bringing to the house when they get back? And she says some clothes and our wedding gifts. For some reason, Minister Chris really went into minister mode and said, it's offering time. We need to split this 50-50. I want half of the money from the wedding gifts. Then he tells her he wants to keep completely separate accounts, and Paige suggests that they have a joint account for paying bills, and Chris is not with it. He says, nope, we can just divvy up the bills. Girl, he ain't got no money, sis. Okay? We told you to run. Now, Erik and Virginia have a drunken conversation where they're still talking about her male friends, and drunk Erik says, you can't be out partying and drinking all the time. Okay, you're with me now. You're with me. Stick with me, kid. Shut up, Erik. Bree and Vince are winding down their day, and as she's working on her nightly routine and he's standing there talking to her, it becomes clear that Bree wants a mini-me. And she really wants him to do everything that she's doing and maintain the same regiment that she's maintaining. And in that moment, Vince is about to lose it. He's like, you know what? I need a moment because you're a little bit bossy and I need to process this. We've been moving full speed ahead and here you are bossing me around. So I need a woosah. The next day, Vince has readjusted, and in talking to Brianna, she actually admits that she is a little too bossy and she's going to work on readjusting. Good job. This is still my favorite couple. So Erik and Virginia, Chris and Paige, and Ryan and Claire go on an ATV excursion. And during this time, Claire says, you know what? Paige is no longer the girl that I met and I fell in love with. She was just so outgoing and personable, and she's completely changed. And though you nosy, Claire, I agree. The ladies take a moment to address it with Chris, and again, Chris pops off. This man says in his anger that he went above and beyond to even share that information about his ex and her current situation with Paige. Bruh, first of all, you wasn't gonna say nothing. Second of all, bruh, really? That's your wife. Virginia is yapping away at Chris, and Chris says, you know what? Y'all a bunch of drunks. Y'all need to focus on yourself, sober up, and mind your business. Get out of mind. He's right. 1 for Chris. Score 1 for Chris. Now, it's clear that Chris is mad for 2 reasons. He's mad because everyone keeps saying that they have a concern for Paige. Everyone brings Paige up, and they're not asking him how he's doing. Chris is very dramatic, and he likes all the attention. So that's one reason. The second reason, I will side with him. This was real nasty, nice, nasty, rude. And it was Virginia asking him, are you sure that the baby's yours? Like, sis, that's really none of your business. And so that's sticking with him, and that's why him and Virginia and Erik can't seem to get along. Erik tries to step in and speak up for Virginia and say, well, we're just concerned. And Chris throws another low blow, and this is score 2 for Chris. Chris said, well, I'm concerned about your drinking. You concerned about my situation? I'm concerned about your drinking. Y'all need help. Good one, Chris. Good one. They continue to argue in the van, and quick side note, why is Paige sitting a row behind Chris? And another quick side note, why is Chris and Paige sitting at the back of the van? Didn't Rosa Parks already fight that fight for us? You need to come on up to the front. Later, the couples all meet up for the last dinner before they return home, and Paige addresses everyone and thanks them for their support. And then Minister Chris opens up his mouth, but he explains, you know, I go off because this is so fresh to me and no one has actually given me a chance to process it myself. Minister Chris says that he's in so much pain that he had to call his grandmother and ask her to pray for him. Even though you said you're a minister, bro, you should be able to pray for yourself. I mean, anybody can pray for themselves, but you really, of all people, should be able to pray for yourself. But even Granny says, bruh, you got a wife now. Okay? That's not my job anymore. I clocked out, okay? When she clocked in, I clocked out. So, Chris, you need to reach out to your wife and have her pray. Paige, come on, pray. Bow your head. He continues and apologizes to Paige in front of everyone, which is quite long overdue at this point. But he continues on to apologize to Claire and Ryan. Chris says to them, I'm not a butt. Yes, you are. A whole butt. And then here comes Virginia and Erik, late as per usual, running their mouth, not listening. Erik walks in and immediately starts trying to check Chris about what happened earlier at the ATV excursion. Brian was like, whoa, buddy, you walked in hot, okay? You need to walk in and listen, because Chris was actually owning and apologizing for his behavior. Chris then addresses the "is this your baby" comment that Virginia made, and Erik cuts him off and says, you know what, we're about to leave because this ain't working. And Chris pops off. Chris says, bruh, it's whatever you want to do. We can do this right now. Vince says, nah, bruh, let's go walk this off. And Vince pulls him out. And Paige goes chasing after Chris. And I think that this is becoming a strong pattern. And this is what we call conditioning. Paige at this point is being conditioned, and she doesn't even realize that her mind is being reprogrammed from everything that is great that she knew. Chris is teaching her to take whatever he throws, whatever punches that he chooses to throw at her. Quick side note, I am a huge fan of a man in a suit. But Chris, when he was walking back into the hotel, that suit was not flattering at all, bruh. Claire says that she's not focused on anybody else's marriage. Girl, you the one who started this at the ATV excursion. You started all of this. And Ryan agrees because he tells her, you need to control your mouth. Meanwhile, Haley and Jacob are still having this conversation about Haley's guard being up. And in all fairness, Jacob has opened up a lot more than what we saw when they first got married. I mean, day one. I mean, it's only, what, day 6, day 7? But still, he's opened up a lot to her. And Haley says something is just not clicking for her. Jacob says, well, we were good for the first 3 days. Like, what happened? And she says, you know, I was just playing a part. We know. She keeps talking about her independence, and sis, nobody signed you up for this show. You signed yourself up for this show. So get to opening up. Little female Chris. That's who you becoming. You acting like Chris. You say what sounds good, and then you go back and change it. It's day 7, and the couples pack it up so that they can return back to the real world. As Paige and Chris pack, Paige says, you know what, I haven't opened up, but that's because you haven't been keeping it 100 with me. Chris says he's concerned about raising a child in 2 separate households. And so Paige says, well, are you trying or thinking about getting back with your ex? And he said, the thought has crossed my mind. Paige says, oh, so y'all been talking about it? And Chris says, I'm still in love with her, but that doesn't necessarily mean that we're supposed to be together. So Chris asks Paige, are you with me? And Paige says, yeah, I don't know. And she's reflecting back to the dinner that they had a couple days back. And he's saying, you're my wife. You come before everyone. You come before my ex. You come before my child. He literally said, you come before my child. And tonight he's telling her, my child comes before anything. I don't want him to be in 2 separate households. Paige says in her confessional, what are we working through and what are we fighting for? Welcome to the table, Paige. We've been waiting for you. Pull up a chair. She takes a break but comes back to address the fact that he's talking to his ex about getting back together as a married man. But here comes the Chris that we all know and hate, and he says exactly what he needs to say. He says, but I made my vows to you. I made my vows to your family. Paige says, listen, I'm your wife. You need to change how you approach me. And Chris throws that used car salesman charm on her. He says, I see you in a different light now. I'm now spiritually attracted to you. Boy, if you don't stop. But child, Paige was hungry, and she just ate that all up like it was a buffet. And that's where we ended. So, I want to know, is Claire an instigator? Is Haley wrong for her treatment towards Jacob after consummating their marriage? And do you think that Chris is spiritually attracted to Paige now? Y'all, let's talk about it down in the comments. Until the next time, I'm allegedly A-lease. Peace.